One. We're live. Hey, welcome everybody. I am Jordan from Goose Poop Games. And we're here with Lee from Living Rooms and Lizards talking about games and production and our upcoming game Adventure Pouch. Woo! All right. Tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Lee. I lived in North Carolina for over half of my life and just moved out to the Oregon coast and I'm loving it out here. Um, I own a national household staffing agency and am shifting into the gaming industry um, and wear many, many hats, but I'm a co-founder and co-owner and production manager and producer
And
and
then this and then that. And then I also do
editor,
my own
social media
laundry and
manager
then
of Living Rooms and Lizards, and we're slowly building our team as we grow. But I'm one half of L&L. My business partner, Garrett Hyde, is not here tonight, but he wanted to be. He is an exceptional human being. He's a voice actor and also wears many, many hats. He is a professional dungeon master, homebrews all his games, does light and sound and music. So we do immersive gameplay and many, many other things. But that's what we'll start with.
awesome. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, I totally understand all the hats and wearing all of them. Um so tell us about Adventure Pouch.
Okay, so Adventure Pouch, y'all, this has been 2.5 years in the making, and we just soft launched. Um, but Adventure Pouch is kind of the culmination of our experience playing tabletop role playing games with kids after school. So
Mm.
we have an after school program that we've done for the last 3 years. The same kids have been in it, so we've got to see them grow up over the last couple of years. They're in elementary school, so that's like they're wild and crazy and really imaginative. Um, and also where we really learned the rule of cool because they don't want to follow anything that we set up. And when you come in and you have an idea, they take it off the rails. So, so
Yeah.
yeah. So we took kind of what we learned from our experience in the after school program, and as neurospicy adults, we took it to and took all that information and turned it into a game that created a gateway to D&D for people that needed simplified access. So that made it more less time commitment, less rules, all of that. So it's actually it's like D&D like game in a
Mhm.
pouch.
Nice.
Um, and it comes with pre-made. I'll pull some out in a minute, but it comes with pre-made characters, and you can see it's like super tiny but super fun.
Mhm.
It comes with pre-made characters. It has 3 rooms in a dungeon, and you have to get 3 quest items before you escape as an adventuring party. And defeat the shadow and final boss monster to win. But essentially, it's a cooperative dungeon escape game. So you have to stay alive together, keep each other alive to get into the final boss room.
Mm.
And share your special abilities with each other, your special items that you find. And you can play it with usually 45 minutes or less. It just depends on how people choose to play it.
Sweet. Yeah, that sounds fun. I love the idea of just like getting people into D&D and into, like, the kind of, like, system it works, because this is a little more it's more like a mechanical board gamey kinda thing.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So we noticed that not just with kids are really imaginative and don't usually have too hard of a time jumping in and just creating stories together and building
Right.
stories. But the more and more we connected with people at conventions or just out in public or meeting friends, there's a lot of people who felt like they weren't creative enough or aren't creative at all. They don't
Mhm.
know. They tell us that they don't know how to build a story. They don't understand like the mechanics and how that works, and it just seemed really overwhelming. And then we hear, of course, a lot the time commitment that it takes to not just learn it but play it. And some people are like, I don't know, that's like really weird. That's for nerds. And we're like, yeah, and you are a nerd too. I promise you. It's in all of us. So we all have a learn.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my
Yeah.
biggest pet peeve is when people are like, "Oh, I don't play games." I'm like, "You play games."
Yeah. Yeah. I think part of it is the side of it's too complicated or they feel like it's too complicated. And then the other part is I guess three sides. Not enough time, too complicated, or they're like put off by it, like you said. Like they say they don't play games, but
Mhm.
we know it would make their life a lot better, or they actually do. They're just not admitting it. So, um, so yeah, exactly right. It's to the idea is to lower the barrier of entry, and you don't need a dungeon master or game master for this. The dice and the game itself is the dungeon master. So it comes with what we call an adventure companion. And that's essentially the rule book, which we are totally here for house rules, and we made it so short on purpose that it's not super overwhelming.
Mhm.
Um, and you could really learn it in 5 minutes or less, or you can just dive in and start playing.
Cool. Yeah. Do you wanna show off, like, the stuff or tell us
Sure,
how
I
you
would love
play?
to know the things.
Yeah.
I'll start off by saying this was completely designed in house, which is really exciting for us. We started off as a close, well, I mean, we're still a close knit group of friends, but we started off as a close knit group of friends, just wanting to create something to again lower the barrier of entry and help people learn how to play games like D&D. My business partner is again voice actor, dungeon master. Just he grew up playing games with his dad, watching him play D&D when he was
Yeah.
a kid. Um, and I'm new to the industry, only about 3 years in, and but was a nanny for a long time and also owned a staffing agency. So just taking our combined skill sets and making this game. But Garen is also an illustrator, so he illustrated the game.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, and him and his dad and I were all writers on the game and have different mechanics that we put in the game. And then our dear friend and tattoo artist, Thad Collis, he designed the characters and the item cards, which is super fun. So here are kind of an example of, and I will say
Ooh.
this is a prototype, not the final one that will be printed when people get their pre-orders. Everything will be upgraded
Mhm.
to resin dice, a metal coin. We have a couple. We have a large 36 millimeter D12 in there that's super fun and customized.
Mhm.
I'll pull that out in a minute. And then these are dry erase, so they're reusable. And I'll grab. It does come with a two dry erase markers, which will be branded and super cute. But these are your health points. You have your, the type of character, so you can learn the lingo over
Mhm.
here. Um, and you have your special abilities written down here. Um, And if you have to skip a turn, there's a little area that you can mark off and remember that it's not your turn. This is the back. Adventure pouch is on the back.
Sweet.
So this is our, see, you can read backwards, Ranger. This is our wizard. He's one of my faves. I think he's super cool.
Can you lift it up just a little bit higher? There you
like
go.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I can sort of still see. Here's our knight.
There you go. Yeah.
And we did just redesign these to leave a space for people to write their characters' names. So
That's
they
great.
can be more personalized. Here's our fun rogue. And then we've got our cleric.
These are great.
Thank you. And our barbarian. And I will say this one is actually designed after my cousin, Nura. I sent in some pictures of her to our artist and he put her in the game. So I love that there's some like really throughout the game, there's some personalized things in there and things about our families and memories that we put in there too. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah. Is that one of your Easter eggs? Do you have other things that what else do you enjoy about the pouch?
Yeah, I think yeah, there definitely are some Easter eggs in there. Pretty much the majority of like even traps and this is really goofy. But one of the traps can be disarmed by a wad of wet toilet paper. And when my mom was a kid, she was undiagnosed ADHD. And when the fire alarm went off at her elementary school, her and her friends were in the bathroom wetting toilet paper and throwing it on the ceiling. And they've learned that it could stick. And this is when she's a counselor now. And she recently wrote a paper about this, but this is the moment she really did. This is the moment that she learned it wasn't okay to be creative because she got in trouble. And she was trying, she just found out like this is science when she's being a little scientist and experimenting. And she found that wet toilet paper, it becomes like sticky and you can stick it to things. And she got in so much trouble. And I get it. She wasn't where she needed to be and all of that. But the way they handled it made her stop being as outwardly creative and silly. And so I just wanted to put that in there for her. It makes me a little emotional because it is. We all have like an inner child in us, like begging to come out. And so we have stories like that people might not ever even know, but they mean a lot to us or our families. And there's some other cute things in there, but it's the whole game is also meant to kind of disarm us as when we're being so serious in life. The heaviness, no matter what people believe or where they fall, and I'm not going to go far into there, don't worry, but like whatever people believe and all that kind of stuff, people are going through a lot. And we have a really large case of just mental health issues rising. And so we wanted to, despite all the chaos that can be seen around us, either in our personal lives or just the world in general, we wanted to create something that was just enveloped with humor, not as a coping mechanism, but to kind of like a moment of release and relief.
Yeah, it almost like a change in perspective in a way, see the world a little bit differently. Yeah, cool. That's great. Yeah.
Thank you. I will show you. So you saw the character cards, and then we have our dice. Again, these will all be resin, but it comes with a D20.
Nice.
20-sided die for any newbies here. A D6. That's a D10. And then a D6. And then lastly, this is our custom die. Yeah, it's super fun. So basically on your turn, you're going to roll this and it will determine the action that you take during your turn.
Oh, okay.
So it has so it's really it has item, trap, and battle on here in multiple different spots on the D12.
Mhm.
And so it's really just chance what you roll on. If you roll in an item, you pick up an item card. If you roll in a trap or battle, you encounter a trap or a battle.
Okay.
And then this is this will be metal and weighted appropriately to flip. But this is what we affectionately call the flip the bird coin. And I think it's hilarious, and I'll go to my grave thinking it's hilarious. But it's my claim to fame. So so that way, like kids don't really get it, but adults can get a little kick out of it when they're playing. So, anyways, one side has a live bird and one has a dead bird. So
Mhm.
essentially, you use this to fight the shadow in the game that's holding onto the item cards, and then the final boss or the quest items, and the final boss. And I'll show you how that
Yeah,
works.
show us how the process works, like the game loop and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Um, well, so if I were to land on a like this is IT, it means item or trap. So I would use
Mm.
this flip the bird coin to figure out if I get an item or a trap. If I land on the dead bird, I get a trap. And so I will pick up the again, these are also dry erase and will be upgraded as well in the final production.
Mhm.
But basically, you'll take the D10, and we're really just trying to introduce dice as well in a very simplified way, so people can start to learn the different kinds of dice that are out there as well. So there's the D10. You roll
Mhm.
the D10 and pick the trap or battle accordingly, and see what happens. So that's that portion. And if you were to, I wish I had something to, I'll use my hand. This will be my table. So if I was fighting a boss, and I'll show you some pictures of actually, I'll start by showing a picture of a boss.
Mhm.
I'm a boss. It's me.
You turn over the card, it's your face.
Look at
Oh,
all
it's
this.
Lee. And then the final boss, the final
Yeah, yeah.
form. You have to beat the developer.
So funny. Um, Okay, so these are the back of our boss cards, and these are the front. So we've got Skeleton King.
Those are
I love
cool.
this
Yeah.
guy.
It's really like your face is in the camera, so you gotta keep it up. Those are great though. I love the art.
Thank you.
So are those descriptions or are there actual like things like mechanical stuff
Yeah,
for them?
so it's both, and these actually are being redesigned right now. They're going to be super cool. I can't tell you exactly what's happening, but I would love to show you in the future. Um, they're going to be really sick. So, but yes, they have a description of like what the boss is, how many
Mhm.
hit points it has, and any of its like stats. Um, so, but it's so yeah. The highest I think hit points on here is like 60, compared to the shadow, which is 20. So you start to learn how to work your way up to fighting these guys.
Mm.
Um, to fight them, you use a d6 and the flip the bird coin, and you will roll the d6. I got a 1. That's not a bad thing. What that means is when I flip this bird, let's see, I got a live bird. That means the boss took the hit point and I did not. If I got a dead bird, I would have taken the hit point and lost a health point.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So then you go in circles as a team, until you get them down to 0, unless they have some sort of crazy mechanic that bumps you back up for some reason, which,
Mm,
surprise, there are.
yeah. And then there's also items and stuff that can do
Yeah.
funky things.
Yeah. So if I show you these, so these are, yeah, you have to tell me if I'm have this in the right space. Also, this is a lot of talent here. I'm about to hold 3 rooms in one room. Okay.
Whoa,
Yeah. Woo! So we have room 1, room
nice.
2, and room 3.
Yep.
And so these are all kind of laid out side by side while you're playing. And when you're in the first room, you've got to find the first half of a map. Second room, the other half of the map.
Hmm.
Uh, and the last room, room 3, a skeleton key. And while you're in those rooms, you're searching for quality, fun items. So you can see here's a set of gators.
Nice.
Uh, some items are good. Excuse me. Some items are good. Some are harmful, and some do absolutely nothing except embarrass you. So it's just kind of a good, fun balance of item cards. But your each character, it'll say their item limit down here, and so
Okay.
they only carry a certain amount. So it ranges from like 1 to 5.
Yeah. I saw special ability. Is special ability like a one-time thing?
Yeah,
Or is it?
so each character has different special abilities. The wizard 3 times can whirl, kind of like teleport out of harm's way. The knight can evade up to 3 battles. The rogue can evade up to 3 traps. And then the cleric can heal up to 3 times. And then the last, oh yeah, this guy, he has a break the bird ability. So if you land on an unfavorable bird flip, then you can flip it over in your favor.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. All of the characters that you're playing, you can share those special abilities. So if you want to help heal someone, or you want to help them evade a trap or battle, you can, but you can't. You only have 3 chances to use those.
Nice. Yeah. I like that because it feels like that's part of your character, but it's also not limiting like play, where it's like, oh no, you can only do that at this certain amount of time kind of thing.
That's a really good point, and one of the reasons we have it in there is, you know, tabletop role playing games are just that, role playing games, and we didn't want
Mhm.
to take that aspect out of it. So we've given a lot of autonomy and choice of what people can do with the special abilities, as well as the item cards. So if there's a couple resurrection cards that people can use. So if you don't want to only be able to use that on yourself. If you want to throw it down, or you might, I don't know, but but everyone can choose differently, and having that autonomy was really important to us. I actually played with a new friend here over Thanksgiving, and he's a dungeon master, and he cracked me up. I mean, we've play tested this with over 500 people, and I've seen some people add some ad lib opportunities, but this was like next level. I mean, he completely, like, he read all the cards as if he was a DM. He read
Mhm.
all of, and then he would embellish. Um, and that was a really interesting, fun way that I hadn't seen people do yet. But our hope is that it's a sentient game and it's an extension of the players that are playing it in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think having the ability to like pop in with things definitely like you said, the role playing aspect, but it also just like it makes the players feel cool, when you're like It's like, oh, and then I come in and we do this. Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. It's really fun to see people get excited about like, oh my gosh, I just like saved everybody or
Yeah.
whatever it might be. And everyone's personality is different too. So you like you said, it might be that they're just super heroic or sarcastic
Yeah.
or a little sneaky. You know what? It's just it's fun to see those personalities come out for sure.
Yeah. We also had a question from Stardust TCG. What character works together in a 2 or 3 player setup?
Hi Heather, I know that I know that at sign. Say that one more time. Which one works in 2 to 3 player?
Yeah, what characters work best? Is there a good combo you suggest?
That's a really good question. So, I mean, the game plays that's so it's so replayable because the item cards when you shuffle them, they're going to be different. Whoever's choosing, you shift the character cards. Everyone's going to be playing different roles. And then the dice, obviously, it's just by the chance of the dice that of whatever happens. We've noticed that part of what we like to see in here is people again putting their heads together and figuring out like, wait a minute, okay, if there's only 3 of us or only 4 of us, which are the most important characters to have involved to hopefully get to the end. So I really like that question. I don't know if I want to totally answer because I feel like the fun part is like you get to figure that out.
Yeah.
And that's again why this is so fun and unique. And we do after school programs, but we also people hire us for private events to do immersive D&D like sessions.
Nice.
And we do it with all different age groups, and with that and this we have had such interesting feedback that's like honestly makes us tear up. But Garen, again, he's the one who does all the dungeon mastering over here. I rally and keep everything in order, but
Right.
but he gets messages all the time about how this has helped a family member or one of their children, whether they're dyslexic or autistic or have a hard time socializing.
Yeah.
People's vocabulary. We have examples of kids' vocabulary just shooting through the roof, playing D&D with us, but also this, game gets people involved in community, involved in connection, and it also gives you an opportunity to like play a character and not really be yourself for a little bit. So some
Right.
other,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a big benefit about like TTRPGs in general is just like exploring this other perspective. Yeah. I wonder if you could have like as a little bonus thing, you could have like player questions if you wanted it to turn more like the adventure pouch into more TTRPG-ish
oh
kind of thing. As be like, so what is your character blah or what's your background
yeah,
kind of
right,
thing.
right, right, right. I think that those are really great ideas for expansion opportunities, and then
Yeah.
also even downloads to have to make it more
Yeah.
accessible. I really love those ideas because again, everyone plays it differently. We've play tested with kids as young as 6 all the way up to like 70, and
Mm.
all different skill sets. So absolutely never played a role playing game ever to first time like even playing games. Like my mom and my grandma have played this, so if they can do it, like, like
Yeah, that's always the
I'm
test.
like,
If mom can play it, it is not frustrated by the end.
yes,
It's great.
yes,
That's how I test my games. It's like,
yeah,
do
yeah.
you
That's
get this? She's like, no, I hate this. I'm like, all right.
you get it, yeah. So, but I do like that idea because it does, again, it gives people that autonomy to take it further if they want, and just gives them one more resource or tool for that. And we do have resources in general for things like that, but I really like having it be connected to the game,
Mhm.
because someone who's not going to really we're silly to not advertise to the gaming community. I'm not advertising to or like sharing this with the gaming community, but really we're trying to get newbies or TTRPG
Mhm.
curious people over here. So if they're not going to necessarily be searching for a character sheet. They're not going to be. They don't even know what that is. So
Right.
right. So I like your idea, and what I'm saying is to have something very streamlined and connected that says, if you want to take this further, or if you like
Yeah.
this, try this out, see how it feels. I think that's cool.
Right. Yeah. Because it's kind of like my thinking was like, this is you're getting Adventure Pouch is getting players used to the mechanical
Mhm.
process of a TTRPG, and then you can start introducing like the next layer of like the
Ah,
on the spot improv slash creativity stuff going on and storytelling,
yeah,
that kind of thing. Yeah.
I I really like that. We did have. I'm curious about your thoughts about this, and if anyone has feedback that might be listening too, I'm all ears. Can sure find us on social, but um, one of the things we had started doing is writing a zine
Mm,
for the characters, but that then potentially takes away from the creativity of the public. So we
mm.
paused and are kind of figuring out what we want to do with that.
Yeah. I find like so there's this interesting balance of like just giving players just enough so that they feel like you're creating something in this world, but then you're leaving enough room for them to interpret their own thing.
Yeah.
So like I in my game Good Soup, um, where you play as woodland creatures gathering ingredients to make soup, um, there's just roll tables that say like um different creatures. So like the creature table, I write down like this is a summer troll. In my brain, I have no idea what a summer troll is. I'm like, yeah. Or like one of my favorites is hot goose. And so like I like, does that mean it's an attractive goose or is it just really warm?
Right. Yeah. See,
And
yes. Uh,
yeah.
First of all, I saw that you were looking for people to try that game out or play it too, and I am
Mhm.
so excited to see the whatever happens with all of that, because I just thought it was the cutest cutest thing.
Yeah.
It's so great. Um, but you're right, and that's something that, again, we don't want to control our. We're not trying to control the gamers.
Right.
Like, this is their story. Their that autonomy does start to kind of be removed if in the creativity. 'Cause, I mean, truly, everyone's
Right.
going to and think
But
so.
but there is a thing as the designer where you're like, okay, I kind of know the optimal way to play this game. So
Yeah,
you have to introduce like little tidbits to like guide them to the like, no, do this most fun thing. You're gonna like this thing. So like
yeah,
all the stuff I put in the tables is like, I call that breadcrumbing, where it's just like, this is the theme and I'm guiding you to like what kind of silliness you should be doing.
I love that.
Yeah. And then we also had some comments from Experimento uh that I just want to read out loud. So they said my mom's been asking me to GM something for her so she can better understand what it is that I work with, and this sounds like a great option for us to begin from. Yeah, and then they
Love
said I
that.
think the zine is an interesting idea, especially as like a guideline of sorts for people who are unsure as how to develop a character. and then they said you guys could try something in like an ad lib format so people could choose who the character is, you know? Maybe it's Mad Lib. You can Mad Lib it.
No, I love that. I love that. What is this person's at? What's their name?
It's there on the chat.
Oh,
The Experimento 237.
okay. I should not be trusted with the chat. I was just trying to look, but no. Okay, well, if we do that, you're gonna get credit. So I'm not gonna just like. That is such a fun idea. I am an avid traveler and road tripper, and I play ad libs all the time, and
Mhm.
I still get this like adjective and all the things confused. I like a little dyslexic too when I'm reading them. So I would love to make something that makes people excited to do those things too. Um, but yeah, the I'm glad that this sounds like a good game to introduce your family to. It really is. I do have a video from 2 years ago. We did a play test. It happened to be like on my grandma's birthday, and she came like with her like little roller, and like Kate comes in and she sits down, and my mom and I got her a cake, and there was like 50 people there that don't know her play testing this game, and
Oh.
it was the sweetest. So we came out with it. My mom came out with a cake, and we started singing happy birthday, and I was like, for grandma. So then everyone, it was like, happy birthday to, and everyone like looks at me. I'm like, grandma, and they're like, grandma.
Grandma.
Anyways, so I have video of that, and I'm grateful to have that. So, just saying.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what has been your like strategy with play testing? Do you have a play testing strategy, or what's that kind of like? What has that been like? Or is it just kind of like, hey, do you want to try this game? Game I got.
This is really cool. You should.
Okay, you're really cool. Just trust me. I'm just gonna open it up right now. Oh, don't look at me.
That's so funny. Well, so I think so. I own a national household staffing agency. I have a lot of connections around the country. It's because of that. A lot of the nannies that I work with are like undercover D&Ders.
I thought you were gonna say something else. I'm like, are we allowed to talk about this?
I don't know what you're thinking, but it's not that. No, they're all like undercover D&D players, and so I play tested with them. I tapped into that group of people because they were looking at it from they actually play D&D, but then they're also nannies and work with kids, and a lot of them are also neurodivergent. So I wanted to get an kind of like a diverse outlook on the game from different from people with different types of backgrounds. So we did that, and then we for the last this will be I think our third year now at Tantrum Con in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a tabletop it's a tabletop board gaming convention. It's on the smaller end of like 2,500 or less, and it's still a lot. Like there's others, but like compared to like PAX or something, it's on the smaller end, and you actually go there for an entire weekend to specifically play games, not just look at games. And so we set up. They have this thing called Tournameal and tournaments, and we printed like 25 games and had like people just keep coming in and play test them and give us feedback. And we've done that. We did that the last 2 years. And then we hosted game nights at different breweries in Charlotte, and just did a ton of like sharing with friends and partnering with different, like I said, breweries. So that's kind of how we did that, and then we've had some different influencers and try it. And I've been to Gamma, which is a business to business
Oh
convention.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing. Highly recommend. So got some feedback from them. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, it really just we have people that actually, and through that we were able to get a quite large demographic of people to play, which we're really grateful for. I feel like we've kind of been pushed through a little portal. I mean, um, I'm sure you know, like it can be really hard to get off the ground. Um,
Yeah,
so I'm really grateful.
yeah. Did you say you did any of the unpub stuff or no?
No,
Have you?
no, that is on our list. Oh, I did try. Love Thy Nerd
I don't know
is
that one.
have you heard of them? They're interesting. I'm not religious, but I adore them. It's like Love Thy
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But Love Thy Nerd, they're a really large gaming community that basically goes to gaming conventions. You can like hire them to man your booth. Conventions can hire them to run food to people, make sure people like just like volunteers coming in to make sure people are cared for and having a good time. And
Hmm.
anyways, I made friends with them, and we play tested with them, and they're connected with other gaming groups. They also, this might be good for you. They have a play testing specific uh, like sector, which might be
Hmm.
helpful. But no, I have
Yeah.
not. That was a long answer to say no. I have not done Unpub.
Yeah. Unpub's cool. I'm sponsoring a table this year.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah. It's really just like I bought a whole table and then I'm like, do people want to play
Yeah.
test at it? If I can't find people, I'm just gonna play test my own games because I always have like 20 in the books. Just a lot going on, but that's how I run things. Let's talk more about Adventure Pouch. What was your biggest challenge, you say, developing the game?
Um, Oh, I think there's two parts. In the middle of the
Sure.
game design, I up and moved across the country. Um, so that was a lot, to say the least.
Yeah.
And I also probably aren't expecting this. I or type of answer, but I have a severe autoimmune disorder, and I've been in the hospital quite a bit over the last two
Mm,
years. And so I've really had to learn how to um, manage my time in a healthy and effective way that's good
right.
for myself and my team, not just me overdoing it. So really learning boundaries and self care. I had already had tool sets for that in the past, but really had to implement them while moving and creating a game and running another
Yeah.
company. Um, and then I would say finances would be the other thing, because we're not like a we're the people who believe we're going to be household name, and we everything we do we put 100% into it. um, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist and overachiever, and so I had this like really big vision of how I wanted to do it when we did a Kickstarter, and I was adamant that this is how we needed to do it. But after really taking some time to chat with people I really trust and doing the research, we decided not to do it that way.
Mm,
I'm really grateful that we chose to think outside of the box, and be more mindful of how we choose to move forward with producing the game.
yeah. Oh, sorry. So you decided to not do a Kickstarter instead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
No, but I think
As a person, I am so tired of crowdfunding campaigns. Putting them together is the
yeah,
worst.
it's
Yeah.
it's a lot. I mean, this might be a whole nother conversation, but a lot goes into when you have to get an idea printed and into somebody's hands.
Mhm.
Um, you know, it's getting the idea, um, putting it on paper, illustrating it, testing the mechanics, making sure copyright is good. You're not um, infringing on any laws, lawyers, and then finding printers. And I'm sure you've
Mhm.
run into this too, like printing one game in a decent like form can cost an arm and a leg. Like what I showed you cost us $125 to print. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I like it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and
Where
so
did you get that done? That
yeah, so we
base?
are friends with some. Well, we had two printers, and I feel really bad because I can't remember their company names right now. But I'd love to share that at some point. I can put it somewhere. But we hold on. um, my buddy Garen and business partner has some friends in North Carolina who are dungeon masters, love playing D&D, and they own a printing company. So they're the ones before they got super busy. Now they're just really busy and they can't do things like this anymore. But they gifted us for a very low cost the
Mhm.
25 games, so we could start getting the testing the
Right.
mechanics and all of that.
Yeah.
They're too busy now, so we moved on to a different company, and they're also friends, but they're not game printers. They're not manufacturers.
Mm.
This is just because I guess right now one of the only places that I've seen you can get a prototype is through like this company that makes you do all of the work yourself, upload all of the files, make sure like they don't really help. I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry.
No,
Have
it's good.
you experienced that?
So there's a couple places that I've done for like play testing prototype materials.
Yeah.
Game Crafter
Hmm.
I've used, and then there's another place called Print and Play.
Yeah.
Um, and they're both okay, it's what I have to do, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite.
Mhm.
I've been so when I started, I just I had 2 I have 3 18 card games, and I just get those printed from the Game Crafter, but those
Yeah.
are really expensive, um, because they're local
Yeah.
printers,
Yeah.
um, and, like, the tough thing with board games is that no matter what, we still have to print it off out of, what am I saying? Overseas. That is what it is. Yeah.
Well, yeah. That I tried. So we tried so hard. I looked for U.S. based manufacturers, and there's some really decent ones, but not to the level that we needed for this project. We ended up going with Panda.
Yeah.
Um, they're a little bit more expensive compared to other international companies, but values are really important to us, and they test all their products. They make sure that the working conditions in factories are appropriate. They pay their people more than other manufacturers. Um, and they've got really good customer service. So
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for them and excited to be using them. But yeah, I mean, with tariffs and everything, getting it shipped in, it's like 20% more on top of
Yeah.
everything else. So, and then there's freight shipping and then you also have to pay a fulfillment center.
Yeah, or just have it all shipped to your place and
Nope.
mail
I,
it all out.
you
What?
start,
Why not?
start
This is
out,
this
man.
is my bedroom. And there's plenty. I could fit some stuff right in front of that door.
Throw it.
Why
You
would
could
I
just
put tags
sleep
in
on it.
my room? I
Yeah.
got some bed
Well,
space. I could tuck stuff under there.
I love it. Well, a lot of people, I will say, for people who, like, there are a lot of people I know that do that. I
Mhm.
don't want to do that. It's a lot. And because we're also not just making games, we're doing private events. And I'm I'm writing a solo therapeutic RPG right now.
Nice.
I we're pitching a TV show soon. So I
Okay.
we are in full production. I know, I know.
All right. Okay.
So all that to say is we don't have time.
Yeah. Okay. Well. All right. I mean, I just signed with Studio 2 Publishing, and so they do the fulfillment,
Oh, good.
distribution kind
Okay.
of things. Yeah. I haven't had big giant things of numbers yet, so I haven't had to use them yet. But yeah, I'm in the same realm of like, yeah, I got to get my stuff printed overseas, my card games. I started very small. So like um I was printing things off of my office printer.
Yeah.
and and that's how I started in just hand making everything.
Well, same. You have to. I mean, that's how. I guess I don't like. Let's not skip that part. I mean, that's how you start.
Right.
In whenever I'm playing other people's prototypes, it's usually chicken scratch written down or typed out on little pieces of paper and using different things representing meeples and I mean there
Yeah.
I have photos of our chicken scratch starters. Like we'll be sharing, kind of have like a social media plan as we roll everything out. But it
Yeah.
includes that behind the scenes, and what you'll see is it doesn't look the same way it did then because we kept changing it and realizing, wait a minute, no, like
Mhm.
shift this. But that's great. You like in normal, it has to start like that. I guess in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, also and it's kind of like different because like you started with more of like a board game thing, and that is a lot more difficult to just be like in like the TTR indie TTRPG space is like, hey, I made this paper thing. $10.
Yeah,
I printed it and stapled it. Here you go.
yes,
Whereas like a board game
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
it's like, well, here's like actual physical product. And
Yeah.
you have to get all these sources together. But yeah, that's really cool, the process and stuff. Um, what was did you have any inspirations for this game or like other games that inspired you or like um yeah, what was the
I mean, I think the not. I would say that in general, TTRPGs like D&D inspired us to create something simplified like this.
Mhm.
Um, but you'll see, I guess one thing I haven't mentioned is our team. We're like 80s and 90s movie fans.
Mm.
Um, and so a lot of what's in this game is actually references from some of our favorite. I forgot. I don't know. I didn't mention this before, but from some from of our 80s and 90s favorite movies. Um, and I think that's probably for us again was part of the inspiration was just taking something that could be fun for both adults and kids. So the kids aren't, I mean, they might maybe have super cool parents and they're showing them these awesome movies, but there's like an ode to like the Princess Bride and, some
Nice.
other fun things. And then I think we were also really hungry when we were making it because there's like a lot of tracks with food. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know
I don't.
why.
I also make a lot of food-based games, so like I don't know what the deal is. I think food is really funny. But I think there's also like a undertone of that of like food is something that connects us as people, and I wonder if that makes it more enjoyable if
Sure.
there's food there.
Well, I guess it's relatable. Everybody gets hungry at some point
Yeah.
to eat, and there's like, let's see, let's see what room it's in. Taco Hell.
Taco Hell.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
Taco Hell. A 6-foot burrito falls from the ceiling. Hot beans, melted cheese wrap around you. Hot beans and melted cheese wrap around you.
Oh, that
Hope you're
sounds great.
hungry. Roll.
That sounds like a nice. I always wanted to be hugged by a burrito.
I
You
mean,
know?
really, it sounds terrifying and also
It
delicious.
doesn't sound.
It's not really terrifying, and also it's a healing trap. It gives you because it's nourishing, and it gives you. It says you can roll a d6 to figure out if you either lose a turn or you heal 3, which I think is fun. But yeah, there food really can unite people, and it is one of the number one things that creates community. I mean, you're usually eating when you're hanging out with people. So, but yeah, so that is kind of like a unifying thing. And then, but yeah, I mean, again, the main thing we were inspired by was taking D&D and making something more simplified. I think what you'll see too
Yeah.
is it's maybe similar, like when you look at an aerial view of how it's laid out. It's similar to a dungeon escape game,
Mhm.
but different in the sense that it's not many are cooperative, and so this one is cooperative. And then we purposely left out maps and extra pieces to again simplify things, not just for the imagination and newbies, but we were thinking about how we lose things a lot. And
Yeah.
I love it's like, why chance that? Like, why can't we make something that like is light, easily accessible, doesn't have
Right.
its parts?
And it doesn't add extra fluff, where it's
Yeah,
like this is what I need. Also, it doesn't fit in a pouch, if you had a map.
no, it would not. So I think those again expansions, all sorts of things. We've got some upcoming ideas that are fun that we'll share
Yeah.
in the
Was
future. But
was pouch always in your mind when making this, where you were like, it has to fit
oh
in a
yeah,
bag?
from the beginning. No,
Cool.
it always had to. We had to make it fit in the pouch. Retailers don't like that though.
No.
So
As a person who also sells things.
no, they don't. So unless we were told like unless we like sent something for them to like a display case, then like good
Yeah.
luck. And so in the honor of our love of the 80s and 90s, you'll see on our pre-order page a sketch of our future box, which is in
Yeah.
the shape of a VHS tape. So
Nice.
yeah.
That's great. Yeah, Stardust TCG says, as a girl that travels, I'm excited to add this to my car collection. Uh, yeah.
Woo-woo!
I was gonna say because like so yeah, having the box the pouch for I mean, it's gonna also help you when you're traveling with a whole bunch of games. The boxes make it a lot nicer to fit
Sure.
in places. But as like display and stuff, you see like games like there's Love Letter and Hive, and they both just like they have to come into like in a box.
Right,
And
right.
then you take out the pouch and then you just I don't know, you throw away the box, which is kind of disappointing.
I
But
know, but
like
yeah.
that's what you gotta do. Even like there's this company called Button Shy who make like little wallet games. I
Yeah.
think they're slowly starting to learn that, oh, we have to put this in like a sealed package with info on it.
Right.
So people when they see it, they can be like, "Oh, this is what the game is." Because
That's
yeah, you because it's tricky to have just like a pouch that says adventure pouch on it and you're like, "I'm not quite sure what
yeah.
this is."
Yeah. That the other option would be to put an insert, like sew something on in the inside or
Mm,
something. But but yeah, I'm hoping that the game box will look so cool. People want to just display it and it'll
yeah.
still be involved in their house.
Well, what
Um,
if you made it so it was like a dice tray?
yeah,
Maybe?
that's a good idea.
Something like that could function a little bit?
That would be usable. I'm writing this down. Oh, I love
Like, we're just
it.
workshopping now. This turned into a product
If
workshop.
you're still here, we're so glad you're here. Welcome to the workshop on building tabletop games. This is Lee and Jordan. We are your hosts. Sorry, not sorry.
No, you're good.
Dice
Uh,
trick.
have
Dice.
you if you're as you're writing stuff, have you heard of Escape from the Dark Sector or from the Dark Tower? Those are two different games, but they do the same thing.
I is the Dark Tower a literal tower? Is it?
No, that's
Because I think
Return
that.
to the Dark Tower.
Okay.
Or maybe it's Dark Castle.
Oh, I think that was Dark. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not the I'm not talking about the animatronic tower thing, which is really cool. But it's also really expensive and not the point of this video. But no, so there's this when I was reading through the rules, I was like, "Oh, this is a great travel version of this game I really like."
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the game I think it started as Escape from the Dark Sector,
Okay.
which is a sci-fi thing, but they have the fantasy one, which is Escape from the Dark Castle or whatever they called it. Um, and it kind of flows the same way. It doesn't have it's not D&D focused, so it doesn't have like specific character classes with abilities and stuff.
Yeah.
They just mess around with people's stats.
Okay.
But I think Adventure Pouch makes it even lighter and easier. Definitely a lot more like it's not intimidating.
Mm,
Um whereas these games are specifically supposed to be intimidating.
yeah.
If you see the art, it's like black and white and they're all like gritty and gross and stuff, and you're like, all right, well, it's for when I'm in a certain mood. I will play this
Yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas, yeah, I could definitely tell with the adventure pouch, you're like, oh, um, we're gonna play this little game. Don't worry, it's easy.
Yeah, yeah. Again,
Don't run away. Where are you going?
it's fine. Don't leave. Well, I will say you'd asked about playtesting and stuff earlier, and then about not running away just now. And it made me think, I carry the game everywhere I go. So if there's an
Hmm.
opportunity that arises, I'm like, I'll like, I'll be at a like I was at a party last summer and it started to get like, people just started to like, oh, I think I'm gonna go. And I was like looking around, I was like, hey, so, and none of them, like there was like, I think one person that like even knew what D&D like was. And
Mm-hmm.
there was two people that it's really hard to keep their attention. They
Yeah.
played through a whole game, and I was like, "Y'all can leave if you want." They're like, "No, this is fun." And I'm like, "Okay." So that's also like how I do it too. I'm like, if the occasion arises, here's this non-scary thing that might lighten up the mood.
Right. Yeah. And there's also like there's a little bit of marketing there or how you pitch it where if you could also get more people to play it depending if you don't mention D&D, you know, like
Yeah. Well, yes, yes.
cuz like if you mention D&D, they'll instantly think of like gallons of rules and all the tropes that come with it. And
Yeah.
if you're just like, "Oh, I have this light adventure game, do you want to just roll a die and whack some
Yeah.
monsters?"
I think using, yeah, it's a catch 22 because it's I don't even know if it's a catch 22. It's really just learning who you're in front of.
Right.
And because I also known, we moved out to the coast of Oregon. It's hit or miss on, there's a lot of homesteaders out here who
Mm.
might not think D&D is appropriate. My mom grew up thinking D&D was bad. So when I started a company surrounded by that, luckily she's a therapist and came to me with questions versus
Just like
accusations. She's like, "Can you please tell me why you think this is a good idea? Can you please explain to me why D&D is helpful and why you believe in it?" And I'm like,
Ooh.
"Thank you." And so I won her
I've been
over.
waiting to tell you.
I'm waiting to tell you. Let me tell you. So it is also knowing who you're talking to, reading a room, all that kind of stuff. But it's like I I am on the precipice of like, do we keep saying it's a D&D like game or what do you know? But again, I think it's going to vary depending on who we're
Hmm.
talking to. But yeah.
Yeah, that's really great. Um, yeah, I think we're coming up with time, but this has been a really great chat. Love talking about games. I could talk about games like all day. But I love to see Adventure Pouch in the person at some point in time.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're at Gamma this year, I'll be at Gamma. I'll have
You're
a
gonna be at
booth.
Gamma.
I'm gonna be everywhere.
I will be at Gamma. I love Gamma. Fully support Gamma. And yeah, so you'll definitely get to play it there. I'll bring it with me, and I will have an updated version by that time. Um, so that's in March, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
we will blink and it'll be here. But yeah, so I'll bring the game for sure. I did. Oh, I last year I didn't show it off a lot. I was really just trying to get to know people and like not be like, look at my game. It's so
Yeah.
cool. Pick me. But now I have friends there, so I feel like I can do it now.
Yeah. Well, you
But
could just stop by my booth. I'll have a whole booth. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, oh, going back to carrying it with you everywhere you go. That's why I use a fanny pack for carrying my belongings because I have all my pocket games in there.
I love it.
And
That's
even
so
if
great.
I don't play, I still am like, and then I made this game, and then this game, and then this one, and I have all of these games.
Yeah,
Here you go.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see your games in person. I'll definitely be there. If
Yeah.
people are interested in pre-ordering, we
Got
do.
the links.
Oh, you got links?
Yeah, it's been where we've been underneath us where we've been talking this whole time.
I'm just a phone head. I don't know what.
Go look at that link stuff. Check it
Okay.
out.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah. So, just for clarity for anyone still watching, we have a minimum order we're trying to meet, and once we meet that, we'll go into production, and they'll be from production to being shipped from China to our warehouse and to you in under 6 months, which is actually really good timing if you don't know, because a lot of Kickstarters don't even get made, or you wait for 2+
Yeah.
years. So I'm just saying it's not that long. You'll have it by the summer.
What
and
is
it'll
your
last.
goal?
Our minimum is around 2,000 to print with Panda. But I have a stretch goal in the back of my mind that I feel very capable of. And then if people order it by the end of the month, they will get access to a Is that your house or mine?
That was yours.
We have barn cats.
Oh.
But I've never heard them do that. I hope they're okay. Anyway,
Oh, loud.
they are very loud. Anyways,
Go to get the pre-orders.
Yeah, pre-orders. Yay, ADHD. Hi. So yeah, pre-orders. If people do pre-orders by the end of the month, then they'll get access to a private Zoom call with a video call with me and our whole team, and how we get to talk about how we made it, but from my other team's perspective too. So, anyways, thank you for having me, Jordan. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, this has been a great talk. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thank you everybody for listening. I've been Jordan. That's been Lee. And have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.